This build is the original build that I had for Moth Keepers that is very strong for negative 50 content. Only thing is, I know people don't like using freaking Praxi Blade all the time. So that's why I made the build yesterday not using Praxi Blade. But this is the original Moth Keeper Rasp build I have, where you can use it and succeed. Basically, you're basically gonna do easy content. Is what I'm saying. You're gonna do easy content, and there's so much going on in this build. It's kind of insane. You know, this build, we blind people, we get amplified, we get void overshield, we get devourer. We just got everything going. We blinding everybody with our sword, but also we blind people with the actual moss. Where So what else are we doing? We're doing so much in this build. We're suspending to get Wolf and Mail as well. We got our little Beyblades going. Like I said, weakening everything and whatnot. You're going to be suspending non-stop in this build. Like, things just not going to be able to move in this build. Whether they blinded, suspended, you're surviving with Devour, you're spamming your grenade stuff all day. This is why I hate the Moth Keeper changes, because this build right here, we'll be spamming way more moss than this. I'll tell you that much. We would be spamming way more moss than this. But we gotta accept this, what we got now. So it is what it is. But because we would have Devour and we would just be able to spam moss 24/7. But we just gonna accept it and rock what we got. But yeah, we get M5. We're doing arc debuff, so we got dielectric and stuff on this build as well. And y'all can see how easy this is. Hey, look. I know there's a little group out there. I don't mean to sound disrespectful. I know there's a little group out there that just hate Praxi Blade, but like, you can't hate on what works. Okay, I understand you don't want to play with Praxi Blade in a shooting game, but when it works, it works. And that's what this situation is. Okay, this situation is Praxi Blade will always work in negative 50 content to make negative 50 content the easiest thing known to man. Okay, that's just the reality of things. So, you know, if you're someone that's not Praxi Blade K, if you don't know what Praxi Blade K means, I mean Praxi Blade Killer, you don't like it, Praxi Blade you're out for something in case you're undercultured. Freaking, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're missing out. You're missing out on easy content. I understand there's people out there that don't like builds where you spamming grenades all day. You got people out there that don't like builds that you always spamming your melee all day. The people out there that don't like builds that you just using a sword all day. And there are people out there that don't like builds that you're using a weapon only. Look, pick what you love, okay? Pick your gameplay style. I think that's the great thing about Destiny is there's so many builds in Destiny. You literally decide what's your play style and you can run with it. And there's so many great builds in this game, you're not throwing at all when it comes to what build you're using. If you want to run a Glade build, run a Glade build. If you want to run a Praxi Blade build, run a Praxi Blade build. If you want to be hit by Architect and almost get your whole run thrown, get hit by Cabal. You know, you can choose what build you want to run at all times. You know, you don't have to be uppity or a hater or a party pooper because someone else using a build that you wouldn't use because you wouldn't have fun with it. That's okay. Use the build that you will have fun using. And these are just one of the situations where you can use Praxi Blade with a Moth Keeper build and run Havoc. You know, run shop. Got tangles everywhere for unraveling and stuff and whatnot. You know, getting health back from our armor sets and whatnot. Spamming our suspend. Again, if you want to die to Cabal, Praxi Blade on this is definitely the way to go. Okay, and I got multiple versions of this build too that I'm gonna go over as well. Okay, so don't worry. You won't be forced to just use the Praxi Blade artifact as well if you want to do something even more daring, I guess I should say. So let's get into this build. What up, guys? Alchemist here. I got something nice for you. So today we are using a Strand Praxi Blade build, and the exotic we are running is Moth Keeper's Wraps. Again, yesterday I gave y'all a build showcasing how can you Moth Keeper wraps with actual weapons. But this is probably the best way to use Moth Keeper wraps, and that's with the Practice Blade. If you don't know what Moth Keeper wraps do, you throw a moth out, it can blind people. If you throw it near you, it can avoid overshield. That's the quickest way to put it, okay? Now, the stats you want in this build, you just want 100 class stat. Anything above that is good for survivability. If you get 200, good. If not, a-okay. But you want 100 class stat. Again, I say at least just a little bit above 100 just to get an overshield a little bit. And then you want 200 weapon stat just so that the sword do more damage and kill people. But you also can do 100 weapon stat and then go 100 grenade just so you can spend your grenade more often to suspend people. Okay? So the weapon we're using is Practice Blade. Like I said, this is the lightsaber blade that you get from the Renegade story. And we're running the Catalyst Hyper Blade, so we reflect with it. Well, yeah, reflect with it. We get amplified, and then we're running offensive form, so we do more damage to bosses and vehicles, but also too, we get ammo back from doing the full combo. Okay, and we running impact core to sever people while we swinging this, so they do less damage to us. Okay, your secondary don't matter because you're really gonna pull this mug out. Your heavy can be whatever you want because you're really gonna pull this mug out. Okay, this is an anti-barrier weapon, so put on a weapon that's overload and a weapon that's unstoppable, so you can deal with those champions. Okay, the artifact we're running is encrypted data disk, obviously, because this is the Practice Blade artifact from last season. You got Void Infestation on it. Defeating a weakened target spawns a tracking projectile that weakens other targets. We're rocking Sword Storm combo. This is when you do the full combo, which is 3 light attacks and then 1 heavy attack. You'll get a tornado around you, which blinds enemies, so they won't fight back when you hitting them with it. But also, too, that works in tangent with Singularity Blade. Shout out person that just subscribed, but yeah. It also works with Singularity Blade, where if you got a Void Elemental buff on, melee and sword hits weaken targets, and while melee and sword final blows create a weakening burst. It works with the Sword Storm combo, so while you have the tornado around you and you got a Void buff on you, the tornado will be weakening everybody that get hit by it while they also getting blinded. Okay, so very good combo. We got combination Argent Blade on. This making that our light, heavy combo do even more damage. We have on Dielectric, so whenever we kill our art debuff target, we get bolt charge in this build, and then rapidly killing these art debuff target give us health and or power out there for survivability. We have on Kinetic Synthesis. The next sense is make it that basically we have infinite ammo. While we're doing sustained damage with the Practice Blade, they're going to be dropping kinetic bricks out there, which help us keep ammo for Practice Blade so we can use it 24/7. And it's also granted special and heavy ammo progress, so you will have ammo for your whatever heavy you're rocking in this build. And if you want to run double special, you definitely could because there's no drawback. And then we have on Power from Pain, where rapid final blows against weakened combatant give a Devour. This is how you get Devour in the build. Now, if you're someone that's wondering, well, how are we getting a void buff in this build for us to be able to get the weakening hits and stuff? So if we just kill a couple enemies, again, before the rework on the Moth Keepers, we would have had a grenade on us already to start the combo. But basically, once you get the Moth Keeper wraps going, just throw the grenade near you, and a purple moth will come out, giving us a void overshield. And then anybody we hit, they're going to be void debuffed. And then as long as you got Void Infestation on, it's going to keep weakening people in front of us from you just weakening at one person. And we got Devour now because we kill weakened enemies. And because you got Devour on, you don't even need Void Infestation stuff anymore. As long as you keep the Devour going 24/7, you will be doing weakening hits with your sword. So that's how you get everything going in this build. So now every kill you get, you have Devour. And you be getting Void Overshield from your moths. And you blinded everybody with the sword combo. And you blind people with the moth. And the moth blowing up on enemies is considered an arc debuff. So now you're killing arc debuff targets because of the moth, which give you Dielectric activated, which give you bolt charge, which also can trigger not trigger amplified, but you get amplified from blocking with the Practice Blade in this build. So now you got amplified going with Devour, with Wolf and Mail, because we're on Strand. Just a bunch of stuff going on, and then you're gonna be suspending people 24/7, as y'all seen in my gameplay loop. Subclass, you're running Gambler's Dodge. Get your I'll be honest with you, you don't need Gambler's Dodge. It should be Marksman Dodge. It's a less cooldown, so that you can spam your Snaring Slam even more. Okay, so that was a throw on my part. It's probably Marksman Dodge. You got Shout Grenade on, so you can keep suspending people nonstop so they can't fight back. We got on a Snaring Slam. Y'all seen me? I was doing that, jumping in the air, slamming the ground, suspending everybody around me. And the more people I suspend, the longer my Wolf and Mail timer stays on. So I always have Wolf and Mail on me. We have Whirly Maelstrom, so I can throw the tangles so they can do unraveling in the group of enemies. So we have unravel going on nonstop as we're fighting with the moths and whatnot. We have on Thread of Transmutation. This is how we making tangles, because while we have Wolf and Mail on, we're not technically doing a strand weapon kill to make that tangle. So with Praxis Blade, this helps us make that tangle to be able to pick it up with the Whirly Maelstrom. We have on Thread of Warding, so we get more overshields on overshield Wolf and Mail whenever we pick up Overpower. In case we don't have a Snare Slam up at that moment, we can still keep freaking Wolf and Mail on us 24/7, even if it is 5 seconds at the moment. We got on Threaded Continuity, so people stay suspended longer, severed longer, and unraveled longer, because we're doing all of that in this build. And then we got, obviously, Threaded Mind, because we're going to be killing suspended people non-stop. It's going to give us even more class ability energy whenever we kill them, so we can spam a Snare Slam even more. So in this build, because having Devour on, if you have 100 grenade stat, you'll be able to spam the Shackle Grenade 24/7, keep people suspended, as y'all seen I was doing in gameplay. And with our armor set we got on, we're going to be able to spam a Snare Slam non-stop. What armor set, Alchemist? I'm glad you asked. We're rocking the Sage Protector armor set. You get this from the dungeon Equilibrium from Renegades. The 2-piece says sword hits return grenade energy and class ability energy. So this is not only stacking on top of Devour. Every hit we do with the sword give us grenade energy to spam our grenade for shackles. And then we have our class ability energy going up as well every slice we do, allowing us to spam and Snare Slam to suspend people as well. Okay, the grenade part used to be us spamming most, but I'm okay with getting kills by suspending people and keep suspending everybody, and then I finally get my most, and then I blind everybody. I'm okay with it. It takes a little bit to build up the engine, but once it's built up, you get it going, like you see me. And then of course, as I preached about, the best thing to rock with kinetic synthesis with Praxis Blade is twofold crown from Trials. I know some of y'all hate hearing that, but if you got the two-piece for twofold crown, you will pick up an ammo brick, giving you 70% health on top of the Devourer. So you're able to beat up on the boss non-stop and keep getting health back without the boss ever being able to kill you. You're basically immortal. Okay? You see all the verbs and trinkets going on, the gears, the cogs in this build? It's insane, okay? Mods we're running, Dynamo, because obviously we're doing our class ability, suspending everybody around us, so this helps us get super energy back. Even though I won't be using my super that much, because the Strand super ain't that strong, so, you know, but we got it, though, if you're someone that want to spam the super of Strand. We have on Kinetic Siphon, so we make ores from the Praxis Blade kills. Then I got Heavy Ammo Finder for my Rocket Launcher, obviously. We have a 2 Firepower, so when the moths do kill somebody, we make Aura Power. And then I got 1 Bolster Detonation on, so when I do grenade damage, I get class ability energy. You could replace it for another Firepower if you feel like you're gonna be spamming grenades a lot, but most of our grenades mostly for blinding and stuff, and it's suspending, not really for killing. Okay, this just in case my moths do kill somebody and make Aura Power for me. We have on, but you can't change these up. I'm gonna be honest, you definitely can't change those up. I got resist mods on my chest piece. You want to make sure you have on melee damage resistance, because you're always gonna be within 5 meters of enemies. So you might as well use this for that 15% damage reduction while you're swinging on near enemies. Okay. We have on 3 kinetic surges in our leg piece, so that our Praxis Blade do dumb damage. And then we got Reaper on, so we spam and Snare Slam, so my way to orb and we get a kill for our Praxis Blade after doing that. Powerful Attraction, pick up all these orbs around us. And then Distribution, because we doing the Snare Slam on group of enemies. This give us ability energy for all our abilities, including our super. Okay? Now, if you're not a fan of Moth Keeper wraps in this build, don't worry. You can replace Moth Keeper wraps with Balance of Power with the juiced up clones, and the build will still work. Because all the enemies will be looking at the tanky clone non-stop throughout this whole build from you spamming a Snare Slam all day. So you can go that route if you want to. You do not have to go Moth Keeper wraps if you don't want to. Now, something funny. If you're someone that don't want to use the encrypted data disk after you take off Moth Keeper wrap because you want to use the, Balance of Power, you can throw on Tablet of Ruins and the build will still work for you when it comes to all the strand stuff, okay? And I'll showcase that in a minute, and I'll tell y'all the one drawback of it as well. Now, if you decide to go the other artifact where you don't have the sword stuff, every kill you do because you're severing people will literally put out the freaking Wolf and Mail Wellspring out there for us to always have with and mail on. Hotspot, whatever crap. You'll have all the threatlings, you know. You'll still have your moss and stuff. The only one downside of this build is, despite all this strand stuff, the only downside will be you will not have as much ammo as you see right now with my sword. You would not have that much ammo with this build when it comes to just being able to swing willy-nilly, like with the other artifact. So, what's the you know, workaround with that? Okay, I want to run out of ammo. Just show you guys, like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to show you guys, like, hey, you won't have that. You're getting all these strand stuff, but we out of ammo now. Okay. So, what's the workaround with this? If you want to run Tablet of Ruin with this build, right? The workaround would be you will have to get 200 weapon stat, so you get the increased ammo bricks. You will have to run 2 special ammo finders in your helmet, and you will have to run a kinetic scavenger in your leg piece, so that you don't run out of ammo for your practice blade. And you will be able to run with Tablet Ruin if that's what you want to do. Do I recommend it? Not really, because Moth Keeper's wrap work better with the synergy on the cryptic data disc. But you can go this route because it does have arc in this one, and you are doing arc debuffs and whatnot. So it's very possible. It's very possible you have threads and stuff. And again, if you're using Balance of Power, you could definitely replace it with Moth Keeper with Balance of Power. Just make sure you change Whirling Maelstrom to you know, Threaded Spectre, obviously. But that's the build, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.